Yes, welcome back to Easy Gates TRB Polytechnic Triple E Solutions. So relatively it took more time to post 2 mark questions. Okay, almost it is done. Okay, few 2 marks are there. It is going to be straightforward. Only little explanation I can offer. Okay, so that's straightforward questions. Straightforward questions. Okay, let me begin with 1 marks. Okay, so I'll try to post more than one question in every video so that I can quickly cover the 1 marks as well. Okay, so yes. So the first problem to begin with 1 mark, okay, is based on a simple transformer. Let me lower the image. Yes, so that the video won't hide it. Okay, fine. So that's a problem. So probably majority of the electrical aspirant, okay, might have given the right answer. I hope. Okay, we'll see. So what is given is a sinusoidal flux. Maximum flux is given. So we can take it as a phi max. That's the data given. Phi max is given. What is that? 0.02 Webers. WB refers the flux unit, Webers. And number of turns connected in the secondary is 55. Number of turns connected in the transformer secondary. Okay, it's not talking about the primary. The flux in the core of a transformer is given. You should feel like, yes, it's a transformer, it's given. So if nothing is mentioned, you can treat it as an ideal transformer. Then for this flux, okay, so linking the 55 turns in the secondary and how much induced EMF, how much is the value of RMS value of the induced EMF, okay, and given the supply frequency also 50 hertz, okay, so frequency is given. Probably electrical students, okay, maybe straight away connected for the induced EMF having the expression, okay, probably remember the expression for E2 and you might have connected. Okay, so the thing is that with respect to the competitive examinations, so if you try to recollect only the expression, there is a chance of committing a mistake. If you try to recollect the fundamental, you rarely commit a mistake. So connecting a problem with the fundamental way will try to give the almost right expression, but this is what the expression you use in most of the transformer expressions. So probably you remember as an electrical student, but still I'll connect with the fundamental and based on what is given to us. Okay, so what's given is a you should treat there is a core in the transformer and no information about the primary, in fact not required to answer the problem. Once flux in the core is given and the coil is connected in the transformer is given, means we can straight away go for the induced EMF. Okay, so let me consider this way. So I have a transformer. That's a core of the transformer that is accommodating this coil. So you can connect your winding wherever you want. I'm going for a 2D view, not the 3D view. So this is my coil. Let me take it secondary. Usually there is a primary here. We have a primary, but no information about that. Since he said transformer, we should have both primary and secondary. That's a primary winding terminals, and I have a secondary winding. So the winding sense also not mentioned, not an issue. Without that also we can still play. Is talking about only the induced EMF. That's all. Okay, so this is the secondary winding terminals. Okay, so this is your primary winding and this is your secondary winding. The flux in the core is mentioned. So let me take conveniently the way how you take in transformers. How you take usually the direction of the flux, assuming the primary is excited, you can take the same direction. So primary excitation is not given, but we can still going by the clockwise direction of the flux. So take it as phi of t. That's an instantaneous flux. Okay, so Okay, let me go ahead. So the flux in the core is linking the given number of turns. The number of turns in the secondary is 55. Okay. So as per the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, and EMF will be definitely induced in the coil. So which one will be positive, which one will be negative? Okay, so the problem is not talking about that. Okay, so there will be an induced EMF. So if you go by this direction of flux, you can strongly prove that this is going to be the positive terminal and this is going to be the negative terminal. Okay, the terminal, either you connect a burden in the secondary or you connect an excitation. So there are two ways. So you better connect the excitation and put the polarity marking. Okay, so then the current in the secondary coil has to offer a current in sync with the flux already existing in the core. That means the current in the secondary coil should aid that flux already set in the core. Then you can put the polarity marking. That is one way, by having excitation. Another way is if we connect a resistance there, and how the current flow should exist in the core means it has to oppose the cause, okay, as per the Lenz's law. Okay, so then both the ways, this will be the terminal positive and this will be the terminal negative. So that's a induced EMF A2 of T. Okay, so that's a mutually induced EMF, assuming somebody is producing the flux in the core, and then this is simply, so the secondary is not producing the flux in the core, it is the coil which is sensing the flux. Okay, so it is placed in the flux environment. That is a instantaneous flux phi of t. That phi of t is given. Phi of t is, so maximum flux is given. You can take it as a phi m or phi max. So phi m sin omega t. Like if it is a voltage source, you take it as Vm sin omega t. Let me take phi m sin omega t, where that phi m is nothing but the maximum flux given. That phi m is 0.02 Weberts. Okay, so that's a maximum flux. Frequency is given. So that's a flex frequency as well as the induced EMF frequency. Okay, so 0.02 Weberts. And then omega is given. Omega is 2 pi f. So it is going to be 100 pi. Okay, since f is equal to 50 hertz. Okay, omega is, remember, it's 2 pi f. So f is 50. Let me check the data. Yes, f is 50. The power supply frequency, okay, which we get in our home as well. Okay, same frequency. So 100 pi radian per second will be the omega. We know that whenever needed, we will use this data. Okay, data. So phi of t is there, and there is an induced EMF. So what is the induced EMF? The right polarity marking given. So the induced EMF in coil 2 is N2 into d phi of t by dt. That's a very simple fundamental. Okay, as per the induced EMF is concerned. Okay, so that's a induced EMF in the coil 2. That's a secondary, okay, of the transformer. So then what we want is the RMS value of E2 only we need. So let me take the RMS value of E2. That is E2 effective. I can say E2 effective, or shortly I can say E2 RMS. Okay, E2 RMS. Okay, so that's what we need to find out. Okay, we'll see how we can. So get the instantaneous induced EMF, very simple. So then E2 of t will be equal to, it's going to be N2. After this, it's a very familiar route, pure mathematics only. This is what you need to remember. You need not remember expression function of many variables. Okay, this is the simplest equation for the induced EMF as a function of flux and number of turns. Okay, so then N2 into d phi by dt. So simply differentiate it. Then you will end up with differentiating this will result in, so differentiate phi of t. So then you will end up with the phi m into cos omega t. Phi m into cos omega t, differentiation of sin omega t. So into omega you will get. So that's your E2 of t. Therefore, E2 of t will have, so N2 phi m into omega. Okay, N2 phi m into omega into cos omega t. So this is actually going to serve as a peak value of the induced EMF. 2 RMS value equal to Vm by root 2. That's all. So it's going to be Vm divided by root 2. Yes, find out. Hereafter it's simple formality. This is what people remember by some other mean. Okay, so capital E2, that's a RMS value of your secondary. You can straight away go for that from now. Just I have given a simple proof. You can keep your fundamental as simple as possible. You need not remember even expressions which you feel little hard. Okay, so this, by practice, this will become an easy expression to remember because you play n number of times with this transformer. Okay, as a electrical student. Okay, so then what is your RMS value. So let me call that as a A2. That's a RMS value of induced capital. Okay, right? So that is your RMS quantity. So then we get VMS N2 phi m omega by root 2. That's all. So N2 phi m N2 phi m into omega by root 2, substitute. That will be the value. What is N2? 55 we have. What is phi m? 0.02 Webers we have. Then what is omega? 100 pi we have. Then divided by what? We have that root 2. That's all. Okay, right? Or suppose if someone want to make a better expression, then N2 will be there, phi m will be there, omega will be equal to what? 2 pi into f divided by what? Root 2. So you remember this as, so then 2 and root 2, this will be root 2. Then you'll be remembering this as root 2 pi into root 2 pi into phi m, phi max into N2 into the frequency, like that. One can remember. Anyway, that's what I'm also doing. Okay, but I'm keeping the expression simple. That means I remember only one thing, N2 into d phi by dt is my induced EMF. So the derivative of the phi m is not going to take much time. You can instantly correct it. Okay, you can keep your brain little happy because you are expecting the brain to remember little less. Okay, so let me go by this. Then that's your answer. So what is that? So it's 55 root 2. I can say this is 0.01. So 55 into 100, it's going to be 5500 into, anyway, 100 into 0.02 I will do. That's very easy, right? 100 into 0.02 will be 2, because 2 by 100 into 100. So that's going to be 2. So 55 into 2 is going to be 110. So 110 pi divided by root 2 I'll get. Okay, so then 110 is nothing but 55 into 2. 55 into 2 is this. Yes, then pi by root 2. As a result, I'll end up with 55 root 2 times your pi. That's your answer. So then what is the result? It's a 55 into 1.414. Okay. Into 22 by 7. Okay. That is 3.14. Let me take roughly. Okay, it's a multiple choice. Okay, so we'll quickly get the number. Okay, so roughly go for 55 into 1.4. So 55 into 1.4 will be, see, I can happily use a calculator, but still, okay, so you have to have the habit of examination. You are not having the calculator in your hand. Okay, so 55 into 1.4, let me do first. So it's going to be 55, then 55, 40% of 55. So it's a 4 into 55, 220. So it's going to be 22. Okay, so approximately it's 77 into 3.14, 77 into 3, let me do. So it's going to be 210 and then 21. So approximately 231. Okay, I'm getting some extra digits will be there along with that. Let me check whether the options are very closer to each other. Then 244.2 is there, 232.2 is there. Yes, they are very close. Okay, so then you have to do it carefully, because that 0.414 may make a difference. Okay, let me add one more slide. Yes, just calculate this. After that, okay, let me use the calculator and give me the accurate value. Do this manipulation, the examination, and get it correctly done. Okay, so then it is 55 into root 2 into pi. So the answer is yes. I'm getting here 231. So because of missing some digits, I'm about to mark a wrong number. So the right answer, if you calculate this exactly, you're getting 55 root 2 into pi will be 244.36 volts. That's your answer. Hope I'm right. So N2 is 55 given. Let me check the data given. N2 55, phi m is 0.02 and omega is 2 pi f. So it's 100 pi. A small verification, that's all. Okay, divided by root 2, that's a maximum, divided by root 2. So then it's 0.02 into 100. So it's 2 by 100 for sure. It's 255. So that is 255 into root 2. That's fine. Okay, pi 55 root 2 pi is the answer. That's a perfect answer then. Okay. So I'm missing 0.014 that will contribute, and this 0.14 also will contribute. Yes. So this is a perfect answer. 244.36. Okay. I'm getting, but the answer given is yes. I used all the digits. Okay, as a calculator, I placed root 2 and I placed pi. So they have used all the values. That's why a small mismatch between the calculated answer and what is given in the option. So the best possible answer is 244.2. So what I want to convey here is keep your fundamental as simple as possible. That means you need not to load your memory with so many expressions. So whenever there is a flux, then whenever there is a coil linking that flux, alternating flux, then simply it is going to have a induced EMF. And problem is not talking about the polarity marking. Okay, so anyway, still even polarity marking is given, and RMS is insensitive to the phase information. So it's only the magnitude information. So you won't commit any mistake. Okay, so still that's a way to conclude the answer. Okay, yes, thanks for watching. We'll conclude this video. So we'll update you with one more video soon.